Hello, gamers. Welcome back to Project Zomboid. This is the last episode I actively have recorded. Now, what that'll mean for this is Christmas break just happened and my mod pack updated, which is slightly unfortunate because it means that this could be the last episode. There's a chance. It's not a very strong one, but there is a probability that the update broke my game map. That would be sad as I have finally downloaded and received a full map. I know where everything is. There's actually some other areas we have to visit. That city we burned down to the south, I've learned about that. I've actually learned about a whole lot because someone with the same map pack as me made a Reddit post about it, so I'm pretty thankful for that. I didn't even see what the Reddit post was, I just saw the map. I'm like, hey, I think I'm using almost all of those. So I'm going to incorporate that into my route, which we're going to take to Louisville. And I am going to keep talking like, this isn't the end for this game. I've promised myself not to be somber. It's Zombie Sundays. You gotta love Zombie Sundays. I vastly enjoy this game. It's one of my favorite things, and it will continue to be. I've found myself deleting games I've played. Now, not permanently. I'll go back to them eventually. But I've found myself deleting Steam games I've played that did not contribute to my Steam library with replayability. Like, I deleted Civ 5. Like, yeah, there's a certain amount of replayability, but I'd replayed it so many times. I deleted 7 Days to Die. Well, that's mainly because I'm vastly disappointed in that game. The new update was modest, to say the least. And then there's been update after update that have had me dissatisfied with the state of the game, and I find my playthroughs on my Xbox, which is an old version of 7 Days to Die that hasn't been updated in years. I find my multiplayer and single player playthroughs on my Xbox vastly more fun than anything I have on the computer with 7 Days to Die, even heavily modded with like Darkness Falls and stuff. Now, that is no offense to those mod packs. Some of the greatest mod packs are really great. Here we're gunning down some zombies. Y'all know the routine. I don't have to run through. Oh my gosh, I was afraid. I was backing up. I was using up all my ammo. Y'all know what I'm going for, so we're having a conversation right now while we clear the streets, as it were. And there are some great 7 Days to Die mod packs. There really are. I've played one where there was a bunch of, back in the day, I played one where there was a bunch of survivors, and there was all these automated systems, like chicken coops and stuff, and like guards. There's so many great mods like that offer a lot of versatility, and there's other great mods that offer an actual challenge, so you don't just get your first sledgehammer and become God. Like, well, you still become God, but hey, offers a bit more replay value, a bit more interchangeability. But Project Zomboid is not that. Project Zomboid is a great game. Project Zomboid has replayability infinitely. Now, I'm not entirely sure why that is. I think it might be the game settings, it might be some of the other stuff you can do, but Project Zomboid has a lot of replayability. Dude, these hordes are fucking insane. I hate these hordes, dude. Like, outright, I hate these hordes. My horde management is really good, if you guys can't tell. Like, just look at it. It's like some Looney Tunes ass shit. I'm like running through. There's just so many zombies. There's hundreds. Like, look at that. It's like 200 strong. I have 1,000 fire kills. I killed 1,000 zombies in Muldraugh. Now, let's be polite. Let's be patient. Muldraugh what, city pop, look at the city size. It has like a gun store. It has a bunch of, like, restaurants are great, or at least in my opinion are a great calculator of like city population. I especially noticed that driving home from where I went on Christmas vacation, like, some towns had no, like they had a McDonald's and a Taco Bell and a Popeyes, and no like family restaurants. But if they have like a family restaurant or whatever in these towns that kind of reflect the 90s America, they, are a bit higher population, as then they have a reason to have these, these bigger restaurants, and they can actually be profitable. So this town has some family restaurants, so maybe it's like a 10,000 pop. So I guess it makes sense why I'm fighting off like 6,000 zombies here. Now, it doesn't mean I like it, but it also doesn't mean it doesn't make sense. So I guess that's something we can go ahead and say. But no, this has been a real rough chunk of zombies. I am not having a very good time when it comes to zombies. There's just way too many for what I've done. And the next town I go to, I'm really just going to horde manage. Like, I'm just going to walk through the town with my shotgun, 500 rounds of ammunition. Either all the zombies will die, or they will not. And then I will rinse and repeat with other guns. I have no intention on using flamethrowers. I have no intention on any bullshit prerogatives, alternatives, any of that. Let's go ahead and real soon, like right now, we're going to head back to our bus, and we should be able to hop in it if we can locate it. It'll be a bit hard to locate, mostly because, oh shit, there it is. Never mind. I remember that being a lot harder. I do really love having this chair in this bus because it's like a nice place to sleep. We have a good place to divide all of our weapons and ammo, and we do already have good weapons and ammo. Like, I have weapons and ammo that will, I think if we weren't gathering any new weapons or ammo, this allotment would last me 3-4 towns. 3-4 towns would be I want to say a generous allotment of, or a generous offer of what these resources could provide. I really don't know how I feel about Zed distribution. Zed, what the fuck am I talking about? Zombie distribution. Sometimes it feels overpopulated just because the amount of houses in any given town compared to population within the town is like 40 zombies per house. And I think that's pretty insane. They are never going to change that. I just wish all the towns were expanded and the space between them was kept the same. So these huge population centers and these smaller spaces between them. But also that's just not practical. So I really don't know what my preference is when it comes to, I think I like it how it is. And for someone contemplating currently, excuse me, I had to swallow, playing a 2 times to 4 times pop, no respawn, for somebody contemplating that, I really don't think I have a place to talk. I'm going to play a couple other zombie games. I'm going to play, some other ones, and then we'll come back and play this. I may end up doing 7 Days to Die again someday. I'm going to wait for their next major update, because right now with the skill books and then the skills and then unlocking the recipes and stuff. I really don't know how I feel about the current state of the game. If I were to do 7 Days to Die, I might even roll back to a way older version, like the equivalent of the Xbox version. Because I don't know, I'm in love with, like, the bees, the cops, like, your biggest one being, like, the Wastelander type guy. That being the game. With the, you get dogs 2 days before hordes. You get, hordes, blah, blah, blah. It's so simple. It's set up in such a way that it was the perfect game. I loved its progression. I loved it. And I love 7 Days to Die now as well. Like, all these towns, they have great POIs. Like, they have these wonderful POIs that, each one is like their own little setup dungeon with all these triggers and stuff. I just don't want to go in the same fucking house ever again after I've gone into a house. Like, y'all saw that, the pre-Survivor Log 7 Days to Die. Like, it wasn't pretty. Like, it was going in the same house for the 40th time to get the whatever. It was doing this and that. And at that point, we were already immortal. Like, let's be frank. I was building a secondary base and considering constructing a tunnel under the ground to that secondary base. There's no real farther than that. Like, that is your end game, unless you're gonna be like that one dude on YouTube who's building a giant glass and steel skyscraper on his multiplayer server. Like, that shit's insane. I love the game. I love this game. I don't know how this conversation started. Oh yeah, the zombie night. Yeah, I'll come back here and do the 2 to 4 times pop. Maybe someday we'll play 7 Days to Die again. Maybe we will. But Project Zomboid is one of my replay value games, so it'll for sure remain a staple in some capacity on the channel, even when I move on to other things. Which, yes, I do have some fairly intense plans for moving on and eventually some other games, because I have so many games. I want to play Half-Life, I want to play all these games, and I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun to do that. I think the reason excuse me if I sound like I have a sore throat, I do. I don't know what happened. I was plenty good today at the gym. I'm going to be plenty good tomorrow. I think I was singing too hard in my car ride or something. A little bit too joyous, a little bit too much frolicking. But I think the issue with why I ramble about Project Zomboid is because the future in this game is very uncertain. It's not like Warhammer. It's not like all these games. Like, in this game, I have a strategy. I know I'm gonna go up here, do this. I know I'm gonna... I want more shotgun shells. I want to clear this town. I want to do all this stuff. But there's just so much of a more insurmountable threat. That is what zombies are. I think a great example of that is, like, there's a zombie game that's pretty hard. It's called, like, They Are Countless or something. It's an old-timey, like, tower defense city builder zombie game that I've only ever gone to, like, level 10, level 20 or something. Like, I've never gotten very far. but I do enjoy the game. The only reason I haven't gone very far is that even on the easiest difficulty, you have to like follow a research guide to to beat the game. Like you can't beat the game without a research guide later on because you will just get like fucked. I think that kind of sucks. I don't know. I think there's a sequel to it. I'll actually check that after this recording. I was almost certain that there is a sequel to it. And there might be some workshop extensions to fix that. You know what? I'm actually going to go look at that before anything else so I'm not trashing a game that I can fix and play for you guys. Either way, let's finish up this city. I checked out the game. They are billions. I really don't know. I might play it for the channel. I might specifically play it in endless mode. The campaign, I looked it up. The campaign, you have to play it a certain way. Kind of feels silly. I'm not really the type to align myself with like a strict, oh, you have to play the game this way. Now, there are certain games I will grind the meta a little bit, but it has to be a very specific kind of game. Like, for instance, this is a really good example. Call of Duty Warzone back in the day. I used to play the shit out of that. I really did. I played the absolute crap out of it. My loadout, back in the day, it was like 3 years ago. But still, my loadout was like an MP5 and a kilo. Like the... Oh no, Odin. Odin, not a kilo. Like the slow firing, heavy hitting machine gun. And I would crank... Oh, I just whistled. In zombies, like the zombie game mode that happened in Halloween. Before I turned into a zombie, 14 kills. Once I became a zombie, like 10 kills. Normal game modes, I would stick with my kit. Like, I would stick with the Odin and the MP5. Like, that was my loadout. Like, you could give me a couple legendary guns. Half the time I'm like, fuck that. I don't want that shit. I'm heading out of here. I don't know. It was... Now I'm having memories. Fuck, dude. I hate that shit. I remember all those friends I used to play with. All those victories, like... Drinking with my friends. I remember playing on a New Year's. And we won the, like, final game of the year. We're on, like, a 3-win streak. Oh, that's sad. Those people are in college, too. Like, we will never see each other again in our entire lives. Like, some of those people are real-life people. Some of those people were online people. I'll never see or talk to any of them again. Oh, that's a bit somber. It's a bit sad. Oh well. But that's how it is with every game. I had a Clash of Clans clan. It was like a veterans clan with a bunch of military veterans. I don't know why I was like a co-leader in this clan at like 13. But I'll never talk to any of those dudes again. The clan fell apart. It's just video games. You make friends. You have these connections you'll remember for the rest of your life, but oh, it's fun. It's fun. I'm being silly. I'm being sad. I have online friends now. I have friends that I'm loyal to and I'll meet for the rest of my life and I'll hang out with. There's no need to be somber. We're just on different paths. Let's keep loading up, keep looting. There's so much loot to be had. Excuse me. So many, oh my gosh, frog in my throat. So many, places to loot. There's so many bodies to loot. It's going to be a whole, I want to say spectacle, but we're about to head out of town. I should actually check that map real quick. Let's check it. I'm not looking at the screen, so if I become a bit rambly, I apologize. Where is this map? It's up here, right? Ah, here it is. It's low quality, but I can live with that. So that's Muldraugh. To the south of us, there's the mall and another place. And I want to actually, before we head up to the north, which is our plan, we're going to head up to the north. We're going to go through a couple areas. It's going to be a lot of fun. But before we head to the north, I want to head down and check out the mall in this other place and just see if he's using the same map pack as me. Because if he is, then that essentially changes how I'm going to play this game. Because if he said he was using one of the most comprehensive map packs, and while this is my own map pack that I put together, it's using basically every map that didn't overlap. A couple of them are my favorites, and how do I explain this? A couple of them are my favorites, and no one else really none of the main map packs use them, which is alright. But then there are others that seem to be a shared experience of my adoration of that pack. So his map pack might be the same as mine. I notice a lot of the same locations, a lot of places I've spawned before, but he might in addition have like one extra city or one missing city, as long as it's close enough and some of these smaller settlements are the same. Because he's like talking about the mall and stuff, like by Muldraugh. And if I'm not full of shit and that's there, then that will be a contributing factor. That will be a whole area, a whole bunch of areas actually that we can explore, because this map will open me up to them. I would have never known about them before. Well, I regret watching Instagram. Turn that on. First one I see is like a video. I love the videos of that dude mocking parents who take their like kids' doors and shit. But I saw an actual one of this British lady taking her kid's door and like being. And I'll let you guys know that that never happened to me. That's not why this upsets me. I had friends, and I had friends who I cared for deeply in high school have that happen to. I had other people in my circle have that happen to. And I had my own ways I was punished when things, when I was a little fucking gremlin or whatever. But I saw that, and I'm like, okay, let's check this British lady's profile. All of her posts are her embarrassing her son. Like, and I pray to God they're satire. Like, I pray to God. It's like he doesn't show his face. He wears like a hood. Like he's like this emo guy with his hair over his. So I'm like, okay, is this satire? Like you took your kid's door and now he's watching porn full volume. Like, good on him, but is this what's happening? Is this a joke? I couldn't tell. It just you know, I often say I don't really get angry. I get like pretty annoyed. Yeah, it has me pissed off. Like, I'm not gonna bullshit. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm just annoyed at this. No, I'd yell at her. Like, not if she was my mom. I'd yell at her if she was my friend's mom doing that. Some people just need a reality check. There's been dudes like that at the gym and stuff who people have needed reality checks in their life. I don't like telling those stories. Like, I don't like sounding like a bully or a mean dude or something. But there are times when I'm just like, I don't know, I I find myself stepping up a little bit. You know, we have a little bit of time while we kill some zombies. I'll tell a gym story from about 3 days ago now, 2, 3. So I was at the gym, and when I pull in, this guy is like parked diagonally. Like his tires over both lines. I park. There's enough room. He like motions for me to roll down my window. He's like, "Hey, pisshead," like some sort of derogative. He's like, "You're parked over the line." I'm like, "No, you are." And I don't know why I was rude, but I'm like, he was like, "Well, you need to move. I was here first." I'm like, I've never seen you before. I don't know why I said that, but like, I guess it was a comment about because I know another guy who parks in that spot every time. It's an older guy who doesn't walk very good. And I'm just like, I've never seen you before. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. I was like, what does that mean? I'm like, you know what? I actually don't know what that means. I apologize. And I'm like, but I'm not going to move my car. And you're parked illegally. And I really, or like, not illegally. Like, you're parked incorrectly. I don't really care. And this won't be an issue. It was like a Skyline. It was like a fancy car, like a little sports car, 8-cylinder, like not a muscle car, like a little sports car. And then I go up to the door, and there's this girl comes and follows me because I guess she thinks the gym is about open. And she's like, "God, why'd you walk up here? It's so fucking cold." I'm like, "I don't fucking know. Get away from that guy." And she's like, "Oh, why are you getting away from that guy?" So I gesture at his car. I'm like, "Oh, he's fucking talking about his car." And she's like, "Oh, he's overcompensating for something." We both laughed about it. It was kind of funny. And then later on in the gym, the dude comes up to me while I'm benching 200-pound dumbbells. He's like, "Hey, you know that doesn't matter, right?" I'm like, "What?" I take off my earbuds. I'm like, "What?" So you know how much you lift doesn't matter, right? Like, he like kept mentioning his car. I'm like, okay. And then later on, he approaches a girl, and I took off my headphone to listen to this. And he's like, "Hey, you saw my car out there?" She's like, "Who the fuck are you?" He's like, "Yeah, the house matches the car." And she was like, "What?" Let's try to refuse him. He's like, "And so is my bedroom." I'm like, "What? Does it have a fucking race car bed?" He looks so offended. And then these two older guys came over and like, "You're gonna back the fuck off. Like, you're gonna stop talking to her." And then everyone clapped. No, but these two dudes were like, "You're gonna fucking leave her alone." He's like, "No, I want to hear it from her." And they're like, "No, we're telling you to fuck off. Like, this isn't about her." It was, but still. So yeah, there's little times where I can be a little bit snazzy, I guess, is the lesson of the story. And you know what? While we kill these zombies, I'll outro us. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or whenever you're watching. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope to see you guys again next time. If not, that's alright. Positive affirmations as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I hope you guys enjoy how I'm improving it. I also hope you guys enjoy the stories. I'm going to try to indulge them a bit more and let me tell them